Hey, what is up all you do-it-yourselfers? My name's Dylan Taylor, this is my workshop, and today I'm going to be showing you my tool cart. This is a project that I never filmed the build for because it was something that I wasn't sure how exactly it was going to go together. I wasn't sure what I was going to put on there, and I knew that it was so big and so complicated I wasn't sure how I was going to put that into a video. And so this is what I have so far, and I figured I would just do a video explaining it, and that's what I'm going to do. Let's start off with the front of the tool cart, where I have all of the tools that I would mostly need right away working on a project. The idea is I could wheel this over to whatever I'm working on and grab what I would need, and then the less often used stuff would be on the back. But what I have here on the front are my DeWalt tools. I keep 3 different drivers here. This is a screwdriver, also a screwdriver, and the last of which is an impact driver. The screwdrivers have a Phillips number 2 and a Robertson number 1 bit in them, so that I don't have to change bits. If I have a green Robbie, I can grab this gun. If I have a Phillips number 2, I just grab this gun. And then I have the impact gun, which has a Phillips number 2 and a Robertson number 2 bit on it. So those 3 stay right here so that I can assemble and disassemble all kinds of things. Next up, right here on the DeWalt tool section, I have my oscillating tool. If you haven't ever heard of one of these, you should look into it. It does all kinds of wonderful things. It's like one of the best tools, and it's fairly inexpensive, really. You don't have to have a battery operated one or a DeWalt one, but an oscillating tool is a great thing to have. Lower down here on the same rack, I have a 12-volt drill that has usually a drill bit in it. For right now, it's got a pre-drill and countersink bit. And then down here, we've got a 60-volt cordless angle grinder. Then next to it is our large drill. It's just great. It's a hammer drill. Use it for whatever I need to drill. This is just the big guy for doing big stuff. And then next to it I have another impact for if I have Phillips and Robertson screws in the same project. I can grab this and I can have both. Really, it just kind of stays down there on its own. Moving a little bit around the tool rack, we've got this 18 gauge brad nailer. It's also cordless. It hangs on this side right here. These hooks were actually intended for tape measures, both of which have somehow been lost, so right now it just holds on to our nail gun nicely. Getting lower down here on this cart is all of my socket sets. These are all here for 2 reasons. One, because they don't get used that often, but also manage to find their way into other projects. 2, because I don't have anywhere else in the shop that I want to store all of these things. And the main thing is that I wanted a lot of weight at the bottom of this cart because I knew that I was going to be rolling it around. Even though it's the shape of the letter A, it shouldn't tip over too easy. I wanted a lot of weight at the bottom to keep the center of gravity lower. And what better way than to put a 30 or 40 pound set of sockets on there and then do that like 6 more times. So down here I've got Allen head sockets. I've got an impact broken nut and bolt extractor. I've got this set of Torx impact bits. Only reason I have these is for this T55 Torx so that I could get my truck box off. Then we've got my full impact set. This really awesome Milwaukee socket set that we'll get into in another video. Okay, so continuing on with the front of the tool cart, I wanted to have the important stuff right up front. So if I was standing here working on something, I could grab all the stuff I need. If there's any part of this that you don't understand how it was built, I can go over that in the future or message you in the comments. Right here we've got all of my screwdrivers. I had to throw out a lot of tools. This actually consolidated like an entire stackable toolbox. I have my stubby screwdrivers over here, followed by regular screwdrivers, followed by a few smaller screwdrivers. So we've got like green Robbie stubby, Phillips 2 stubby, red Robbie stubby, flat stubby, so that's all our stubbies. And then we also have a driver stubby, so it's got a bunch of different bits and you can put whatever bits in you need. Going over, we've got our flats. All of these should be flats. There's a larger flat and another flat. Next over, red Robbie, green Robbie. Then we got Phillips 2, Phillips 1, big, huge Phillips, which I'm not sure what it's called. And then over here we got an assortment of different sized Phillips right here. Above that yet, we've got the pliers. And not all of these get used. It's still a work in progress. I'm sure there will be things that I get rid of. But we've got rigid robo grips. Don't really use those anymore. They'll probably come off of here. Actually, they'll come off of here right now because I don't use them at all. Okay. Then we've got a wire stripper, some just regular old linesman pliers, a pair of vice grips. We got some needle nose, some of these double slippy, jointy, break your knuckles off pliers, a pair of break your knuckles off channel locks that we're never going to use again. These guys, which are for biting off nails, I think, pulling nails, grab it and pull it out. Got a couple little guy pliers, another needle nose pliers. These are great snips, they get used all the time. Some duckbill pliers, some larger duckbill pliers. More little nippy nail pullers. We got these snips, these are the Klein tool, wire cutters, great tool. Then we also have these Klein wire strippers, they're pretty nice. Got these little baby vice grips that I painted blue forever ago. They're good every now and then. And the real winner here is these Knipex Cobras. These are just great. I got them for my birthday. Emily got me the set of 3, the small, the medium, and the large. And then my dad got me the medium pairs. And they're just freaking awesome. Okay, so getting up here to the top, this is actually a magnet strip. And it is pretty great for holding on to all the things that don't quite have a spot yet. Ideally, I probably won't have a magnet strip, but for now it holds on to my bits, my picks, one chisel, and my scissors and a file. And that is the front of the tool cart. Moving to the side here, we've got this ruler that is just held on there by a magnet. I also have a little torpedo level that I think has come off of here one time, as we saw the nail guns on here, and just down here is a broom that the handle broke off of, so I put a hook on it, and now we've got a little hand broom that stays on our cart. Continuing on that same side here is this circular saw that sits down. It has a hole, so that's where this extra little bit can stay so that it can lay flat. There's also a divider here that allows me to put some batteries. So as we get here to the back, we have a pencil sharpener, which I love. I got a whole bunch of these at an auction. They came out of a school, and this was the best one, so I kept it for myself. I sold the rest of them. It's great to have one of these. I'm super happy that I have it on a cart, and it's a lot nicer than the little crank ones or sharpening with a knife. Then you see that there's a whole bunch of nothing going on here. That we will fix in the future. And down here we have the sander. Battery powered orbital sander. Thing works great. Back in there I've got this laser cut sorter that holds on to the sandpaper really tightly. Not super tight that you can't get it out of there, obviously. Like it just fits really nicely. They are also for sale if you guys are interested. I also have this other laser cut sandpaper tray. I just have a few sandpaper grits here, 320, 220, and 120, and then I've got a number of them back there for the orbital sander. And then carrying on down the back of this tool cart is a bunch of clamps. They're just on this dowel rod that goes from either side of the cart to there. So this is a smaller dowel, this is a larger dowel, smaller clamps, larger clamps. And the C-clamps and all of this extra weight here were also intentionally put very low on the cart to lower the center of gravity. And last of all, I think possibly my favorite side so far, for just the organization aspect into such small spaces, is the left side. We have our router in this nice little tucked in space. So along with my router, I have the router wrench. It's just a nice little flat wrench that's held in there. Then also right here we've got these 2 trays that I can pull out if I need to. It just keeps a few commonly used fasteners on the cart so that I don't have to go to my hardware cart over there. So I have drywall screws, and then these are supposed to be 2.5-inch deck screws. And down here is the wrench area. And then we've got some adjustable wrenches here. Then also we've got this little 1/4-inch driver. We've got the ratcheting wrenches down here on the bottom of the cart. They are just a Canadian Tire brand one. They are the cheapest ones. Also up here, and so that you can grab it from the side here, is a ball-peen hammer. It's my favorite size ball-peen hammer. It's got enough weight to make a pretty big hit, but it's also small enough to have some good control over. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please share this video with a friend. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, give it a big old thumbs up. We'll see you guys all next time. Peace out. As always, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you give the video a thumbs up.